Good morning and welcome to the morning drive on Providence Television International. Thank God for another day. Thank God for another beautiful day. Thank God for life. Thank God for making us to see today. I hope may your day be a blessed day today. My name is Edna Caesar Garrick. And very quickly we'll start with the dailies this morning. And the first one, there is the Daily Trust, and the striking headline there says Boko Haram kills many farmers, orders in fresh Yobe attack. And there's a rider there which says burn houses, shops, state government plans mass burial, insecurity disrupting agricultural activities. This is coming from the Northern governors on the Daily Trust. And still on the front page of the Daily Trust, end bad governance, lawyers, Amnesty International kick as court remand protesters in prison, 8 abuse of power. Still under there, police declare British national wanted, protest not treason, Britain's replies federal government. And still on the Daily Trust, presidency denies rift between Tinubu and Shettima. You get the details of these stories on the Daily Trust. And now to the leadership. The striking headline there says police uncover foreigners plotting regime change. And there's a rider there which says declare British citizens Andrew Wine wanted. I'm ready to answer a question. This is coming from the suspect. Arraigned 10 and bad governance protesters. This is coming from the leadership newspaper. And also in the front page, NNPC's debt admission worsens fuel scarcity. You get the details of all these in the front page of the leadership newspaper. And now to the blueprint. The headlines there says police place 20 million naira bounty on wanted Britain Nigerian over plot to topple Tinubu. And there's a rider there which says names of wine Obiya as corporate, Copan condemns attempt. And still under there, FG rattles by end bad governance protest, says embattled Britain, and 10 protesters remand in prison. And still in that blueprint, flooding down in Kowa Dam on verge of collapse. And this is coming from N Hyperdeck Alert. And there's a rider there we say death toll rises to 200, over 208,000 displaced in 28 states. And also Tinubu not taking security issues lightly, and this is coming from Shettima. And also moving on now to the next daily's Vanguard, and the headline there says anxiety as pump price of petrol raises towards 1,405 naira per litre. And there's a rider there which says casting template shows landing price at 1,205 naira per litre. NNPCL already overwhelmed by subsidy. Marketers give condition for participating importation. New official pump price expected this month. Dangote refinery concludes fuel refining plans, and commuters pay high fares. You get the details of all the story on the Vanguard newspaper. And still in the front page, presidency denies alleged frosty relationship between Tinubu and Shettima. Now moving on to the next daily, The Punch. PDP governors Wike may clash as NWC meets Wednesday. And there's a rider there which says neck pressure NWC to hand over Rivers PDP to Fubara. And still moving on, PDP governors will address ministers' threat at meeting, says Forum DG. And still on the front page, hunger protest. Britain denies fleeing as court remands 10. You get the details of all this in the front page of the Punch newspaper. And still moving on, petrol will be exported if marketers boycott product. And this is coming from the Dangote refineries. NNPCL may stop petrol imports as depot price near 1,000 naira per litre. All these the front page of the Punch newspaper. And now to the New Telegraph. The front striking headline there says flooding may get worse in coming days and Hyperdeck warned. And the rider there says urge federal government to declare state of emergency on it immediately. Attribute incidents to poor infrastructure, failure to follow environmental guidelines, ineffective dams management. And also on the front page of the New Telegraph, we have arrested 10 suspects over alleged destabilization plots. And this is coming from the FHQ. And now to Nigerian News Direct. Protest not treasonable. Please release and bad governance detainees. Britain fires back at federal government. You get the details of this on page 2 on the Nigerians Direct newspaper. And there's a writer there which says accuses federal government of framing detainees with false charges, human rights abuse, as police declare Britain wanted for planning to topple Tinubu's regime. You get the details of these in the front page of the Nigerian News Direct. And also their Wike orders to face PDP disciplinary panel. And now to Business Day. The striking headline there say petrol price seen hitting 1,300 per litre on NNPC crash crunch. Dangote to come on stream. You get the details of these on the Business Day. Now moving on to the Daily Times. Federal government charges 10 and bad governance protesters with treason. And there's a writer there which says court orders defendants to be remanded at Kuje Suleja prison. Police declare Britain Nigerian wanted for plotting to destabilize Tinubu's government. Wanted. You get the details of all those reports on the Daily Times. And there's a writer there which says wanted Britain replies police says I am not a fugitive. Still on the front page of the Daily Times, PDP summons Wike set to discipline members for anti-party activities. And moving on now to First News. I am not a fugitive ready to face Nigerian authorities. Ajaro's invitation due to ties with Britain. This is coming from the police. Britain accused of plotting to overthrow Tinubu declares. And still on the front page of the First News, PDP draws the line. No one is above this party as Wike faces questioning over anti-party activities. You get the details of all this on the First newspaper. And moving on to the Matrix, Dangote's petrol conundrum, why exports might be the only option. And there's a writer there which says fuel scarcity spark widespread anger and protest. Black market hits 1,200 naira per litre. We are financially strained. This is coming from NNPC. And also in the front page of the Matrix newspaper, Tinubu not taking nation's security lightly. And this is coming from Shetima. And also on the front page of the Matrix, it says PDP summon Nyesom Wike over alleged anti-party activities. And now to Daily Independent. The striking headline there says Britain, Nigerian wanted for plotting to overthrow Tinubu. And there's a writer there says police activate Interpol orders to apprehend them. Place 20 million naira bounty on Britain, Nigerian. Protest not treason. British national Wayne replies police. 10 and bad governance protesters arraigned, remanded. You get the details of these on page 29 on the Daily Independent newspaper. And still on the front poll, Guba polls stop harassing our members in Edo. PDP tells Tinubu IGP. And there's a writer there which says Aswa Egodalo will win over 65% of vote. Denies major talks with another party. And moving on now to The Guardian. Insecurity, secessionist agitations, deep FDI trade in Southeast states. This is coming from the Guardian newspaper. And still in the front page, PDP says Wike not above party as disciplinary committee issued summon. And still on the front page, fuel scarcity, sack Kyari now, coalition denies. You get the details of all these in the Guardian newspaper. Now to the Nigerian Tribune, NNPC to be sole buyer of Dangote PMS as refinery begins processing of product. You get the details of these on page 6 on the Nigerian Tribune. And also on the front page, queues for petrol persist as independence marketers sell 950 naira per litre. And still in the front page, federal government prosecutes 7 illegal mining suspects in Kogi and Ondo. And moving on now to the Nation newspaper, the headline there says treason. Police placed 20 million naira bounty on Britain, Nigeria. And also NLC President Jero for interrogation over link with Wayne. You get the details of these in the front page of the Nation newspaper. And now to sports. Early bird trust Ekong Lokman Boniface arrives Eagle camp in Oyo. And still on the front page of the sports, Falconets will be better against Germany, and this is coming from Dan Juma. United keep faith in 10 hacks. You get the details of these in the Punch newspaper in the sports. Now moving on to this day, the striking headline there says for the first time in 28 years, Nigeria begins production of petrol at Dangote refinery, and the rider there says facility to begin sales immediately. NNPC to emerge sole buyer from new 650,000 PD facility. OPEC's August output falls to lowest since January despite Nigeria's small increase. And this is coming from the This Day newspaper. And that's our package on the dailies for this morning. Don't go away. Stay tuned shortly as the news analysis comes up. Edna Zagaric is my name.